Hey, what's going on, guys? On today's how-to, I'm going to be showing you how to replace your wheel bearing on your Subaru. One of the things you can do to verify that it is your wheel bearing is, besides all the shaking and everything, if you're able to wobble it like this, it's your wheel bearing. If you're able to only wobble it side to side, that's just your tie rod. But since this goes up and down, we're going to be swapping out the wheel bearing. So first thing you do is take off the rim. So once you get the wheel off, you got to take the whole caliper assembly off. So you're going to take this off and the bolt right up top right there. So get those two off. If they're being really tricky and kind of rusted, just spend a couple days using PB Blaster or something else like that to help get them off. All right, so now that you got the caliper off, we need to take the rotor off. If your rotor is stuck on here, you have these two threaded holes right here and here. So reach behind here, pull this ABS line bolt off. Now there is a chance you can round the very end of this off when you're pushing into this. So you're going to thread this into here and then tighten it down until the rotor pops off. So it's kind of like a jacking bolt. So screw that all the way in there, but again, you might damage the end of that. So find another one or just be careful with it. All right, so now that we got everything out of the way, we got to take our strut off. So this top bolt is your bolt for your alignment. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a paint marker, mark from the edge of the bolt onto the strut itself to keep your mark of alignment. So just like that, nothing too crazy. So take that bolt out and the bolt on the bottom. All right, so next up you got to take the axle nut out. It's this big guy right here. It's a 32 millimeter, and you do have these little tabs that are marked into the axle itself. You don't have to worry about those. You can just break it loose. So what you're going to do is put a jack right underneath one of the lugs and then throw a giant wrench on there with a good sized breaker bar, and it will pop right off, hopefully. All right, so once you got everything out, you got to remove the shock from the hub assembly. So either a big hammer or just carefully moving it, just like that, nice and easy. So now you'll be able to get access to the bolts on the back side of the hub. All right, so what you're going to do now is turn your wheel to the right or any direction, and then you'll be able to pull your axle actually out of the hub. So a little bit of wiggling, so now you can get to the bolts on the back side. All right, so once you got everything out of the way, now you can go through and remove the bolts that connect the hub to the spindle. So you have one bolt right there, pretty much on all four corners around where the axle goes into. So pop all those out. To get the old one out of the car, you do have this lip that actually sits inside that spindle. So the best way is just to beat it out. Ta-da! So once you got the old one out, make sure you go through and clean all this up, get all the rust and dirt out of there. There's a lot of dirt in this one. When you go to put this new one on, get it seated as much as you can in there, and then actually start bolting it from the backside to get it sucked all the way up against the spindle. That'll be your best bet to make sure it's on there nice and straight. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.